All right. Hello, my name is William Grubbs, and this is my senior capstone. So let's get into it. So starting off, a little bit about me. I grew up in a small town called Grants Pass. It's located in Oregon, a little bit past Medford. You can see here on the map. It was a small town. It kind of has downtown has little small shops. It's kind of trinket-y town. And then a cool thing about it is that it has the Rogue River going straight through it. As you can see here on the right-hand corner, those are the two bridges crossing town. So continuing on, this is my family. I have three brothers, Jacob, Caleb, and Adam, and then my mom and my dad, Sean and Ann, and then we have a small dog named Dutch. He's a mini labradoodle on that. And this was just a hike we went on as a whole family. So continuing some of my hobbies, I really like fishing. You can see here in the middle, that's a little crappie that I caught out of my uncle's lake. He owns a lake up in Albany, Oregon, and it's kind of like a little like private park resort area, I guess you could say. It's really fun I go up there up in the summertime and just kind of camp out and relax and hang out with them and spend time with family. So that's really something I like to do. On the left here, those are my two buddies rafting down the Rogue River in Grants Pass, Oregon. So the Rogue River is kind of like known for whitewater rafting. I don't know if you guys ever been on one, been down it or anything like that. They're really known for whitewater rafting. It's something what I really enjoy doing in the summer. I take a small group of friends. We own the Tahitis, what they're called, little rafts, and we go rafting down the Rogue River. And then on the right here, that was me and Jason. After housing awards, we both won an award from University Housing. Fun fact about me, I was an RA for 3 years in the resident halls. And then now, my fourth year, I am a RM, resident manager, and you're pretty much like a tenant person for family housing. And you deal with like family housing situations and different things like that, run the compactor. And then here in the middle, you can see some honeybees. It's a new hobby that I just recently got into over this previous summer. I have 3 hives. It's kind of a lot of work in the summer because you got to make honey water for them, like sugar water for them, so that they can produce enough honey for them to survive over the winter, especially being a first-year colony on that. So the first year I wasn't able to harvest any honey from them, but coming up here, kind of I think June, July-ish around there, I'll be able to harvest honey from them because they'll be over a year old hive. And so we'll see how the honey turns out on that. And then down here in bottom right corner, that's my little dog. His name is Douglas. He's about 11 weeks old on that. I got him, I think 4 weeks ago on that. And he's just been my little buddy. He's a yellow lab. He's been hanging out with me and just spending time. And he's kind of like, you're in quarantine, you don't really have much to do with this whole COVID stuff going on. But so I was like, oh, I kind of want a dog. And so that's what happened. I have a little dog. His name's Douglas, and he's very cute. Going on, in high school, I was a part of a lot of sports. The main one, what I was a part of was track and field. As you can see here, a few different pictures. There's some pictures of my team here down the bottom. I think we ended up getting first in the meet as a group photo. And then here in the main one on the left is the 4x4 team. I think that was conference, and we just got first in conference, and we were on our way to state. So that was really cool. And then the next one, I have a video of us, just a video they made my senior year at state. So that was just like a little snippet, a video of like my career in high school. Our 4x4 team ended up winning second overall on that. It was really cool just to be at Hayward Field and be able to compete, and it was just something that I really enjoyed was track and field. So going on, why SOU? I think the big part was that I wanted to continue my career running track, and here at SOU they had a track and field team. I was like, okay, well, I went and visited, and like I really liked the track and the area, and it was just kind of like something I wanted to continue, like being a student athlete, the desire to keep competing and running and racing was definitely something what I wanted to continue, and so that's why I picked SOU. It wasn't really based off of like, you know, the school, how it was, and different things like that, but I'm definitely happy of my choice. So why physical education? So my bachelor degree, I'm going to be graduating here in health and physical education. And then with that degree in bachelor's, I want to continue and go into my master's of teaching so I can be a physical health and PE teacher on that. My parents had a big effect on why my career path, I guess you could say. My dad here on the left, he's a high school math teacher. He's a stats teacher. He taught me in stats I think my senior year on that. And it was just kind of interesting to see how he taught as a teacher and being his son and stuff like that. And then my mom on the right hand corner, she's also was a teacher too. She was elementary ed teacher until she had 4 boys, and then she was a stay-at-home mom. And then once we ended up getting old enough, being able to walk to school, she started subbing again. And then that kind of got old for her. So now she's a nutrition ed teacher, and she goes around to all the different schools in Grants Pass teaching like nutrition and how to eat healthy and different things like that. And another reason why I went down my career path was this man in the middle here between me and Lindsay Bonnie. He ended up being my track and field coach for 4 years here at the high school. And he just made a really big impact on me as, you know, as being my coach. And he was my weights coach, and I think it was definitely like I looked up to him, like this would be a really cool career path, and that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. And then going on, my first internship, I went to Ashland High School. Actually, I was able to I wanted to work with special needs students. It was also another one of my desires to work with special needs students. So I helped out in the special ed classroom with David Brendingler, and he ended up having me go work one-on-one with different students with on the different spectrum with different disorders. And it was really cool because I went into their health and PE classes with them, and I helped teach, you know, help them get motivated and help them lift weights and just kind of like work out and get them active during those classrooms, because it's really hard for an health and PE teacher to go ahead and coach his, you know, like teach his students how to, you know, the workout for that day, and then also work one-on-one with that special needs student. So that was really cool to see and work with the different special needs students. Another thing what I learned from them is that you definitely have to be patient with them. Just kind of like repeating why this thing has to happen. Have them realize that this is something that they have to do and that they can't get around it. It was definitely was a challenge, but I understood that, and we got that accomplished on that. And then, so my second internship, it was really hard. COVID happened, and it was really hard to find anything to like go help out, like in-person stuff was happening. So I decided to do the NFHS. So different certificates you need to complete in order to be a high school coach. They done a bunch of different courses ranging from COVID-19 coaches, coaching for coaches and administrators, to officialating track and field, heat and illness prevention for high school athletes. And it was just kind of a way for me to help my resume and my future career path of being a track and field coach, wanting to be a track and field coach. And then a really cool thing, I took coaching, I think it was like, the certificate was coaching high school athletes. And going on with my third and final internship, I ended up helping out the Grants Pass High School track and field. I helped out with I was working with Jenner already this term, and just kind of jumping through different hoops trying to get in because of COVID was really hard, but that ended up happening, and I actually got in. So I was working with 10 to 15 students who want to improve their speed, working on their like speed, endurance, their general strength, just their overall like speed and desire to be a better track and field athlete. It was really cool to see like Jenner work with the different students and stuff, and realize that this is definitely something that I want to do in the future. And like, I want to be a track and field coach, and, you know, help students, you know, be that athlete. So that was really cool. And then I have some videos of me. We were in the weight room just explaining some lifts and stuff.
Split squat. You're gonna grab a plate, depending on whatever weight is good for you guys. Have it tight. And
If you've never done these, probably just like a 10.
keep your like balance kind of gets off, especially if you're in one legged. You want to have like a decent space between the bench and your right leg and your left leg, and you're just gonna kind of go down. Like a split squat. 8 reps each leg. Split. Gotta get your footing. And then down.
All right, so like, as you clearly can see in that video, I have a lot of learning to do and instructing, and it just kind of comes with time and experience. And then I have another one. I was helping out a student with their form on the split squats here. So that video just kind of like showed like, you know, every student like it's hard to learn from afar, that maybe you do need to work with them one-on-one, and his form ended up turning out pretty good on that. Next slide. Okay, so some important undergrad courses, what I took. So my freshman year, I got accepted into the Bridge program here at SOU, and that was really cool. So it's a program who offered like multiple classes what you could take for kind of like a study session, having an understanding of the different resources here at SOU. They also offered a 5-hour week-long like job what you could take with different resources and different career connections. So I took advantage of that. It just kind of put you a step ahead of a lot of like freshmen, because they were always there willing to help you out and help you succeed as a freshman. Next one, probably going into anatomy and physiology, learning from Richard May. You pretty much gotta know like how your body works, and why your foot moves when you tell it to, and different things like that. And that was just what we learned in anatomy and physiology, especially being a PE coach in the future. Students are going to ask you why, and like you got to know why. And then going on analysis of stress with Crystal Shroud. That was really cool. Just this understand of like when you get stressed, how your body reacts to it, how to deal and understand working with stress was really cool to see, and like that definitely helped me regulate my stress levels in like the future with like different classes and things like that. I guess you could say another really important one was special pops with Laura Jones. It was really cool so there's two different groups. One was a high school special needs classroom, ended up coming here to SOU, and then I think it's an elementary classroom, special needs classroom, came to SOU. And during that class, we learned how to have different adaptations in PE and different games. And so the special needs students who are on different levels of the spectrum and different disabilities are able to participate in PE. And I really enjoyed that class, and I definitely took that class and put it to use in my first internship over at Ashland High School. And then there's a few other ones here. I won't name them all, but they definitely are important, and they're very helpful in my undergrad career. Going on my literature review, I wanted to look at the effects of physical activity on special needs students. I looked at multiple different articles, and kind of like a general sense is once you get those students to participate, their participation not only in that PE classroom goes up, but also in those classrooms like the special needs classroom, in their other classrooms, they're willing to participate and do the work, what is assigned. Their socialization goes up, their balance and motor the balance and motor development increases. And a really cool thing I found this article, it said that self-management goes up a lot too when you have more physical activity on special needs students. So that means like they rely less on their teachers, their parents. They're more independent and just willing to accomplish multiple things on that. So that was really cool to see how the different effects on special needs students with physical activity. Going on my future plans. So I want to be, like I kind of said, like I want to be a teacher, a physical education teacher with also being a track and field coach. And then I really want to teach adaptive PE, helping the special needs students get, the adequate, physical activity they need on that. And then really cool thing, I applied here for the MIT program, so Master's Arts in Teaching here at SOU, and I got accepted. So I will be continuing my schooling here at SOU for 2 more years, and then after I graduate with my master's in teaching, I plan to be a teacher and a coach, and then also hopefully be able to teach adaptive PE.